name is Crystal, and I'm the nurse recruiter here at Winchester Medical Center, and we're going to be interviewing Chelsea today for a position on a med-surg floor. Hi, Chelsea. Nice to meet you.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you
you.
today?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
So I'm just going to ask you a few questions during this interview, and it'll probably be about 10 minutes, and afterwards, if you want to go shadow on the floor, then you're more than welcome to. Did you bring a change of scrubs?
I did.
Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay. All right, let's see here. So why are you the best candidate for this position?
Well, I believe that I have a lot of work experience that's helped me mature as an individual. And for someone who is my age, I believe that I've had a lot of good exposure. I've had some leadership skills, and I've been able to be on both the leadership side and followership side, and I think that those skills encourage me to mature beyond a lot of my peers. So I think that work experience has really set me apart from a lot of the other candidates.
Okay. So what are some of your most remarkable skills?
Well, I'm very much I'm a very efficient worker, so I never quit until the job's done, and I will see fit that the job gets done and continue working, whether that means that we have to change the way we're doing something or whatever the case may be. And then I'm very dependable, so if that means that I need to work an extra shift or something, I'm always dependable, always count on me to be on time. And I'm very easy to get along with, so I work well with people of all cultures and age groups, which is really important in nursing, as I may work with a very seasoned nurse who is maybe a little bit older than me, but I'm still able to work well with those individuals.
Okay, good. Where do you get your sense of motivation?
Well, I would say that I'm 24 years old now, and I've made it through my first degree, which was biology, and that took a sense of motivation. And then to come here to Winchester and do an accelerated nursing program, I really needed a lot of motivation. And I get that from the goal I set for myself. So I strive to achieve that goal, and I know that I can't stop until I get there. And having gone from one degree to another, it really took a lot of motivation to do that.
Okay. Do you feel that your grades are a good measure of your ability?
Well, I'm an A and B student, so there are some grades that I wish could have been better, but in the long run, I take away not what my grade reflects, but I take away what I learned most in the course to help me to become the best nurse I can be. And that's a safe, effective nurse, and then there's always room for improvement. So.
Okay. So tell me about your most memorable patient.
Okay. Let me think for a sec. So recently, I think it was in the spring semester for my clinicals, I was able to shadow on the intensive care unit, and we had an older woman who had experienced a stroke, and I helped care for her that day, not involved being there with her family, and at that point she was still nonverbal, and she wasn't very responsive to stimuli, but I still looked at her and talked to her like as if she were there. So we think that she was still able to understand us. So that was a really cool experience, because the following week I was on the telemetry unit in a different clinical, and she had made it down there, and she actually happened to be my patient that day. And I could see already how she'd improved with her stroke. And when I was doing her tube feeding, I was talking to her and just having a conversation. Whether or not she understood, I'm not 100% sure, but she did look me in the eye and had a little bit of a smile. So I felt in my heart that she knew who I was, and it was a very significant experience for me.
Good. So tell me what success means to you.
I think success encompasses a lot of things. So for me, we all try not to be perfectionists, but for me, I think success just means doing the best that I can do and not being too hard on myself. And I think that's something nurses probably do too often is be hard on themselves. So just doing the best that I can, putting forth the very best effort I can every day.
Good. So on the flip side of that, what's failure mean to you?
I think failure for me would mean that I'm not trying hard enough. And if let's say that I tried hardest at something and I did everything I could to be successful and I still didn't get the result I wanted, that to me would not be failure. Failure would be I knew that I didn't put forth the effort for whatever reason, and I failed myself at that point. And as a nurse, I would strive to not fail myself.
What do you expect and or need from your supervisors?
I think that supervisors need to be understanding, especially as a new graduate nurse, of where I will be in the beginning. So I might be still learning and still needing mentorship. They need to be understanding and supportive, but still have that leadership perspective and just there for me to guide me through any questions I have. And if I'm still learning, being understanding of the learning process that I will go through.
Okay. So, what kinds of decisions are most difficult for you?
Well, I think that any big decisions in life are generally difficult, especially for me, deciding where to work, deciding what school to go to, and especially in clinical, anything that can impact my patient in a negative way, whether that involves their treatment or their prognosis, and having to discuss that with their family members is how am I going to go about this decision. And even when I was a supervisor, having to reprimand other people was difficult, but it was necessary. And we just going about finding the best way to implement those decisions, those tough decisions, was probably the hardest thing. But once I got there, it was better.
What did you or did you not enjoy most about your last job or internship?
Well, I haven't had an internship in nursing, but I have had a job outside of nursing, and I think I enjoyed the independence I had in that job. And I'm more of an independent person in my work habits, so I do have that autonomy as a nurse. But what I liked was how I did have my independence. I also had my manager available anytime if I had questions. All I had to do was know when to ask the questions, and that he was right there for me. And I think that applies well to nursing too.
Tell me about a time you had to work according to a policy you didn't agree with.
Well, I don't know if I can think of a specific policy that was implemented. I mean, in my job I previously had, there was always new policies changing very rapidly. And whether or not I liked it, I had to implement it. And at times our customers would say to me, oh, this is stupid, or I don't agree with this, but you had to remain professional and kind of neutral and say, well, this is the reason why it's being implemented, and we have to stick to that, unfortunately, and try to empathize with them, why they feel that way. And that's the best you can do, honestly, with policies you don't agree with, is just try to understand why it's being done. And if you have questions about it, direct it to your manager, but try not to let others around you realize your frustration.
Okay. How do you organize yourself for day-to-day activities?
Well, I generally try to have a plan the day before of how I'm going to implement my day. So that may mean just a kind of mini schedule in my head of, well, I'm going to wake up at this time, I'm going to set my alarm, I'm going to get up, and I'm going to get these things done, boom, 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 around this time frame. And before I do anything else, I need to get this done. So I do prioritize which things are most important, what time frame I'm going to get them done, and I stick to that so that I don't get distracted. And
All right, well, that completes the interview. Are you ready to go shadow?
yes,
All right, well, I'll see you out there.
thank you.